I'm Julie Close. I'm Chief Exec at Southern Brooks Community Partnership, and for the last 18 months I've had the privilege of chairing South Gloucestershire Equalities Forum. When the Equalities Act came in, I was hoping that it would create a fairer, more tolerant society where everybody could live safely and without fear. What we've seen in South Gloucestershire is a great investment by the local authority in the groups that work with people with protected characteristics, and we've seen Equalities Voice and the Equality Partnership. So we've done lots of great things. However, what Black Lives Matter and COVID has shown us is that there's still much work to be done.
COVID-19 brought the long-standing inequalities that still exist into sharp focus and was a wake-up call for many of us, particularly serving on the front line of care as we do here at NBT. We have seen the impact of Black Lives Matter across the world and a shocking and horrific racist attack on one of our own members of staff on our doorstep. These events are a call to action for us all to recognise the inequalities that still exist across all minority groups, and we all must do what we can to remove them.
Over the last 10 years, we've set strong foundations to create a fairer, more tolerant society through the establishment and work of the Equalities Forum. The Forum is established to achieve a shared vision of South Gloucestershire being a place where people and communities are able to live without fear or experience of discrimination. Through our new South Gloucestershire plan, we've not only reconfirmed our commitment to working with our partners to ensure genuine equality of opportunity for all, we've also put this centre stage as something that will run through all that we do. We recognise that the extent of the challenge ahead is significant, but myself and my colleagues at the Council look forward to working together through the South Gloucestershire Equalities Forum, building on the progress we've made to deliver a positive, fairer society for all of the residents of South Gloucestershire.
I think it's really important that we come together through the institutions with South Gloucestershire, including the council, the police and health and others, to not only celebrate the work that's happened across the country, but also the amazing work that we've been able to do together in South Gloucestershire. And I really want to thank and champion particularly the local authority and the public sector organisations that work together with us in the Equalities Forum. So what do I think is going to happen for the next 10 years? Well, I think what we need to be doing is making sure that we're holding people to account, to make sure that the public organisations that are providing those goods and services to the communities really are taking on board the needs of the equalities groups that are at the forefront really of the impact of things like the recent COVID-19 and as well as Brexit and a range of other significant political issues that have impacted the communities across South Gloucestershire. So I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in and working with the local authority to ensure that we really do make sure that the rights and needs and voices of those people in those communities are heard.
10 years time for me, well, obviously the best thing ever would be that SARI didn't need to exist, or certainly not as a hate crime charity, but SARI could just become a celebratory charity where we can all have fun. Mm-hmm. But the reality is I think we're still going to have hate crime discrimination in 10 years, but you know what I would love to see? I'd love to see free legal advocacy for anybody facing discrimination. At the moment it's so difficult for people to get justice. Yeah. I would like to see, like you said, equal protection. But I'd also like to see everybody feeling able to report hate crime, no matter where you're from.
I'd like to see, the world that Martin Luther King fight for, that sort of vision that in 10 years' time, at least we'll see that sort of thing coming in. We'll live all together as one.
CVS's role is to represent the voluntary sector, to support community groups, and to develop non-profit organisations and social enterprises. So, in the next 10 years, to 2030, we will go further and we will support other organisations to go further, to create a society where everyone can flourish. Because if no one is left behind, we all do better.
We look forward to a continued partnership with South Gloucestershire Council. The Forum hopes that together we can address these big issues that ensure inclusion for all people over 50 who represent the largest community in South Gloucestershire.
The NHS long-term plan recognises that while the NHS has a limited role and ability to shape the wider determinants of health, such as income or housing, it should contribute to reducing health inequalities and addressing unwarranted variation in care. So, over the next 10 years, we will continue to make sure that the people's views come first, especially those who find it hardest to be heard. We will continue to reach out to all of the different communities which make up South Gloucestershire, and we will continue to make sure that your voice counts.
We believe that older people should be enabled to make the very best of their lives, and we should all work to create a society that truly values, supports, and welcomes them.
Our vision for South Gloucestershire is that of a great place to live, work, and visit. Through speaking with you, our residents, we have heard the importance that you place on tackling inequalities. That is why our new council plan, supported by actions on the ground, promises that tackling inequalities and providing real equality of opportunity for all residents of South Gloucestershire will be central to every single piece of work that we do. We have the foundations to enable this in South Gloucestershire. As you've seen from this video, we are fortunate to work with tremendously experienced and valued partners, and we have the approaches in place to enable change to happen. So over the next 10 years, you will clearly see our investment in tackling inequalities, a redoubling of our efforts to hear you, to work with you, so that everyone, regardless of background, upbringing or circumstance, can truly experience a South Gloucestershire that is a great place to live, work and visit.